If you're looking to get the Hamptons style at your home, there's a couple of absolute musts. Layer upon layer of green, different foliage that looks park-like all year round, plenty of space to entertain, and lots of white flowers that reflect the light in the day and in the evening. How good's this? From a dark, damp space with trees that are overgrown and ugly fences to my modern interpretation of a Hampton style garden. It's light, it's bright, it's got clean lines, it's got direction, and it's just a space that you want to relax in. This garden for a busy couple or a busy family is perfect because it's low maintenance but high on enjoyment, which means that you're not out here working on the space, you're out here just having fun with your friends and family. Now if you break it down, the big stars are the retaining walls, this one on the angle, the one across the back of the house, and the steppers and the pavers. On the floor, you got Euro Classic in the Athens, and the wall, well, it's wall stone 3. Now, as far as the garden goes, do you remember those fences around the back and this tree that was here? The tree needed a really good prune, and the fences were, well, they were an eyesore. But by painting them black, they just disappear. You don't even notice them. By the time those lily pillies comes up, you'll have a green wall there and it will look even better. The steppers are a clever idea. They break it up so that it's not one big hard surface, but they're close enough to each other that you can walk on them comfortably. You don't have to look down to see where you're going. And the bright light colours of the pavers are deliberate because with the shade of this tree and this tree coming over the top, well, it's a really lovely contrast. When it comes to picking plants for your garden, you don't have to have 1,000 different plants. If you look around here, I've pretty much got about 6 or 7 and kept it quite simple. What I look forward to most of all is seeing what the garden looks like straight away, but imagining what it's going to look like in 5 years' time. These little gems are going to grow up and form nice, great big screens, so when you're sitting in the space, you're not just staring at the back of the house. The lily pillies along the back of the house and the fence are all going to hedge up and give you privacy, block out those buildings and screen off the fence. I love how we've cleaned up Melaleuca. It was messy before, but now it's still screening off the neighbours, and underneath it we've planted Viburnum Emerald Jewel, a nice shiny bright leaf that's going to grow up and screen off that lattice. Now a little tip, if you've got paths, you can line it with different things. Formal hedges, like on this side we've planted Buxus. Now that's going to square up and give us a little box, that's one of its common names. On the other side we've just planted White Agapanthus. That means that a dog or the kids can sort of brush up against them and the plants are still going to look okay. They're both going to fill out the space. That means you're not going to get many weeds on the ground, because if you cover the ground with your plants, then the sun's not going to hit the ground and the weeds aren't going to germinate. We've got white gardenias, and this one here is New Guinea Impatiens. Now, I like them planted in any garden I put in, because on a hot day or a dry day, they're one of those plants that kind of goes, oh, I need a drink of water. Best thing about it is if you give it a drink straight away, it bounces back up. So I reckon they're like an alarm clock for you to say the garden's dry and you need to get out and water. Underneath the Norfolk Island pine, we've planted English ivy. It's the big broadleaf one. It collects as much sun as it can because it's got such a big leaf. Competition, no nutrients, about the only plant I could think of that are growing there. But the best thing about it is that will be a beautiful dark green lush area, kind of like a lawn that you never have to mow. But you're not going to be playing footy and cricket on it either. All right, I'm ready for lunch. Who's cooking?